Do 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 Midwinters. Dun 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 Midwinters. Midwinters. Not quite. Got the same ring as Tactical Ink. But they are an invite clan. And skin of our teeth, if you didn't see it. 113 to 113, and we win by like 0.21%. Should have won by more, but I suck. I failed 2 dips in the last 12 minutes. The 3-star count was equal at 33 to 33. Couldn't get any closer. Midwinters is 100% fair play Discord tweeter. Sister clan of Fulman Morte. Chaos Hammer. And apparently they're warring Clash United now. We pulled FYSB, which should be interesting. Some really good matchups right before the season starts for the premiere. Not sure when the invite starts. I'm pretty sure we start this Friday. Shall we show what they did? They left a couple of our lower 10s, one of which was like a builder's hut away, or a Wizzy Tower, I think it was. Some good hits. And we left 2 10s, or I left 2 10s. Don't try and spam attacks in the last 12 minutes, because even if it should be easy, if you do what I do, sad times. Right, I'm only going to show some 10v10 stuff from this. I've got 4. We start with CH. Fairly common base. The last few clans we've run into, I think with the CWL season looming, nobody is playing their cards. I certainly haven't run any of the new bases. Fairly recycled at the moment. And it makes sense, there's no point in burning some stuff that you might actually have tested before the season starts. This was a cleanup. I think we had a couple of attempts, fairly similar entry, fairly similar funnel. This base is, as I said, fairly common. As long as you get the Inferno and the CC pull, the anti-air portion up top isn't all that anti-air if you bring enough balloons. The Rage and the Skelly spells with 1 Hound popped is the end of those 2 heroes. Quite a few Skellies went for the King first there, which is a concern, but it's fine. And now he's just going to drag that Hound into the core, which will probably pop and be a pain in the ass towards the end of the raid. I can't remember all the hits. For all, they had some fairly, not common bases, but bases that I think most people have seen. People have seen most of our bases at this point. Still tough. C.H with 1 million pups on cleanup. I think we see the 6-pack. This one's a little more interesting in terms of base design. Someone will probably say they've seen this, but this is one of the more original. Probably talking out of my ass. This time we're going to see the Queen walk. He's only got 14 loons for this hit. And as usual, The target is 1 Inferno. Ideally an air defense and the enemy queen, but the CC is necessary depending on what's in it. Pretty sure we didn't have any fresh 10v10s, so we would have known that this is a hound. I think this one was the hound. This one might have been the baby dragons. Guess we'll find out in a second. So queen taking her sweet time, killing storages. She does walk out of the base, which I would assume with these wall breakers was part of the plan. Tesla pops and the king tanks, and thankfully we don't lose wall breakers. Here comes the hound CC, gonna choose to deal with it, as the queen living probably helps clean up this base, being he's only got 14 loons. No skelly spells. It'll be interesting to see how he kills the enemy queen. One downfall is 2 air defenses are going to go down quite quickly. Enemy queen does jump the wall and is in range. And she's dead. So the air portion coming in from up top. Very compact base, that sort of ring of Wizzy towers. Pretty formidable versus loons. Quite nice sweepers. This base is sexy. So at this point, the sweeper is protecting the last thing that can really hurt these loons, which is that Wizzy tower, but queen is still up. Queen is still being healed. He's got a swag archer. Two more, short and sweet. Might do a 9s, not sure if I will have time. Got this one by X Siege and XY next. So we see a queen walk again. I was talking out of my ass, I've not seen this base either. That first 10v10 that we saw, that base is quite common. There's quite a few sort of slight variations of it, but it's been around. Taz 810 is not running a common base, or not one I've seen. The queen gonna get funneled in a couple of loons down just to pull, I think pull the CC, certainly get some skelly traps up, take out that archer tower. It's gonna help the queen get a little further along in the right direction. King being used for funnel. Where the wall breakers have got Queenie in here, she's going to have access to enemy queen, 2 air defense, an inferno tower, and the CC. The king's going to just do his thing, clean some trash around the outside of the building. A couple of Wizzies with the king is always helpful. He tanks, Barb's tank. Wizzies actually do a bit of damage. Dangerous queen kill coming here. The nightmare is the queen locks onto your queen while you're hitting the hound. And things get ugly, and all it takes is that inferno tower to ruin it. But the enemy queen does go down in a slap fest of, well, they both went rip. That was like that scene from Rocky 2 at the end. You know when Apollo punches Rocky and Rocky punches Apollo at the exact same time. And then it freeze frames, and the 1980s were fucking fantastic. Anyway, this is smashed. Let's say that just as the Expo takes out a bunch of his loons, but once it locks that hound, the cleanup process has begun. Exige. And last one, XY. Another base I've not really seen. I do like the air defense positioning. Lots of Town Hall 9 expos in this war. I'm not sure how the 10 waiting system is done for invite, or if there isn't an invite waiting system. I've probably said this before, but I don't see the point in waiting 10s. If you're going to run Town Hall 10s in the CWL, they should just all be considered max, because it just takes all the shit out of it. But I'm not an admin. Not a rep. This queen's representing quite well. She's gone in, got the Inferno. The CC has been pulled. She's gonna suicide before she gets to that hound. And we've got mass loons. The Mickey Mouse haste, rage, freeze, heal. There is an absolute ton of shit happening to these loons in the core. 2 Wizzy Towers firing and those skeletons, and not a loon in Clash can survive that kind of punishment. But the last cannon goes down, the last archer tower goes down. Pups will probably clean up before this hound pops and makes a fucking mess of everything. Nope, the hound's gonna go and make a mess of everything. But we know it's a 3-star. So don't get excited. Not yet, anyway. Midwinters, thanks very much for putting up with us. I wish you guys the best of luck in the invite. It was a fun war. I'm gonna go cry into my dip bowl. We'll see you guys in the next one.